Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Irene Marie van der Walt, and today I join you from the lovely Cornerstone Guest House in Swakopmund on this misty Friday morning. So, in today's episode, we will be chatting with the newly crowned Miss Namibia, the crown jewel of the Erongo region, Chelsi Shikongo, and she's going to tell us about her reign as Miss Namibia and about her various charity projects. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back after this. And now it is time for your news. In our first story for today, the Sinopharm and AstraZeneca vaccines are currently limited to second doses in Walvis Bay and Swakopmund. As of the 22nd of June, 11,435 people have received their first dose of either the Sinopharm or AstraZeneca vaccines, while 1,838 have received their second dose. At 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, at the only permanent vaccination stationed at Welwitschia Hospital, only first doses of the Sinopharm vaccine were available. The vaccination station at the Walvis Bay State Hospital moved to the private hospital as the area previously used is now being utilized for isolation purposes. One of the nurses stationed at the private hospital vaccination site said that they have slowed down administering the first doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. As soon as we have confirmation that more doses of AstraZeneca are on its way, we will start administering the first doses. There is stock, but for now we simply slow down and are administering the Sinopharm vaccines. She said that about 28 days need to pass before the second dose of the Sinopharm vaccine can be administered and about 3 months before the second dose of AstraZeneca. Anna Jonas, the Director of Health in the Erongo region, stated that the region is now focusing on administering second dose vaccines in both Walvis Bay and Swakopmund. We have put in a request from our line ministry for more. I still need to confirm, but we used the last batch yesterday. The public will definitely be informed once more arrives. Erongo Regional Governor Neville Andre confirmed that first-dose vaccines are available, albeit limited. I know that a request was made to the line ministry for more. At the vaccination station, young and old trickled in to get the jab. So we have newer confirmations, very recent confirmations, that more Sinopharm and AstraZeneca as well as Johnson & Johnson vaccines were acquired and will be arriving soon. So in our second story for today, we know that the young and old trickled in to get their jab, but the general feeling generally amongst the youth is that they'll take any vaccination available. As long as I take the vaccine, I'm happy. I'm scared the vaccines will finish, one of them said. The chairperson of the Erongo Regional Council, Siska Howard, says that she is overwhelmed by the response for her calls for volunteer vaccination teams. Howard sent a video of herself asking for volunteers out via social media last week Wednesday, and within 24 hours had received 15 qualified volunteers who were willing to make up vaccination teams to aid in the COVID-19 vaccination campaign. I was truly just hoping for 6 people. I thought that 6 people would be a lot, but less than 24 hours later, I almost had enough people to make up 3 whole vaccination teams, she said. Howard is aiming to vaccinate employees at large companies to prevent the hassle of having to miss work to get vaccinated. So many people go to the state hospital to get vaccinated, take a look at the queue, and immediately turn around. These teams will visit people at their place of work and vaccinate them so they don't have to wait in the queue, she said. She adds that the gathering of crowds at vaccination centers could potentially aid in the transmission of COVID-19. So we've been a little bit vaccine heavy today. But let me tell you a fun fact about the crew here at Cornerstone Guest House. They are all vaccinated, so you can come enjoy yourself at Cornerstone and know that you'll be safe and healthy. And on that note, we conclude today's news.
time ever is the lovely Miss Namibia, a proudly binary Miss Chelsi Shikongo. How are you today, Chelsi?
I am good. How are you?
No, I'm good. I feel so honored to be sitting here next to you today. Now, I'm Chelsi. You've been crowned Miss Namibia. It's been a whirlwind of things that are happening. It's activities, it's feelings, it's emotions. Just quickly sum it up. How is the journey thus far?
The journey thus far has been very, a lot of activities, very overwhelming. I met a lot of people, a lot of important people in the Erongo region. And it also has just been fun getting to know everyone and getting to know the people and just their reaction to see Miss Namibia in Erongo. So it's just been, it's been good and also a lot of hard work,
And I believe there's still a lot of hard work that's still coming.
Yes.
But you know, you're back in your hometown. It's so lovely having you here. Now, Chelsi, you've been doing a lot of international modeling. Why did you decide to enter for Miss Namibia?
So I just got back from Cape Town. I got back end of Feb last year. So I was 2 weeks in already before the global lockdown happened. And initially, because of that, I think when the application came out for Miss Namibia, I was like, why not enter or go to Miss Namibia now, maybe learn something new. It would be great. And then I entered. So that's how it came about. Pretty much because I was back home, because I'm usually never here. So I was like, why not just take this opportunity to take part?
Oh, wow, and look at it now.
Yes.
Miss Namibia.
Yes.
Now, Chelsi, as Miss Namibia, what is the one thing that lies very near to your heart? What would you like to see achieved as Miss Namibia?
So much, really. I definitely want to normalize issues that we see in Namibia as sensitive, because those issues really need to be addressed. It's causing the statistics of percentage of things that we want to eradicate in our society, such as teenage pregnancy. I would also love to work on youth development creatively. I think it's important to really emphasize on the creativeness of Namibians, because I think there is so much potential here. And I also definitely want to empower Namibians to invest in healthy living.
Yes. I know that's one of your causes.
Yes.
Why is it such why is it a cause of one of yours?
Mainly because I have gluten and lactose intolerances, and there's so much stigma around food allergies. Ever since I was a kid, people always stigmatize people when it comes to food allergies. It was never the food, it was always you. So I would just like to educate and inform and just empower Namibians to do more information and to be eager enough to do more or get more education and information on nutrition, because I think it's really important to know what we're eating and how is that affecting our health as well and our mental wellness as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, Chelsi, with your new title comes a lot of criticism and some backhanded comments, I'd like to say. How do you handle it?
Surprisingly, actually, I went to check all the comments. It was not as bad as people said it was. I took it as constructive criticism because I've been in the industry for years now, just as a public figure. So I understand that people have their own opinions. I just didn't think a lot of people would care that I am the new current title holder. So I would say more of the comments were constructive, less of like what people thought negative comments are, because there are really negative comments out there in the world. So I think they were just really expressing their opinion on how the competition should have went. But at the end of the day, there's so much that happens behind the scenes than what is shown on the media when it comes to the pageant. So that's why I didn't take it as personal, because I know the pattern as well that people use in order to get you to respond. So I was like, it's fine. I get it, I understand, and I acknowledge your emotions and opinions, and at the end of the day, let's just focus on developing Namibia rather than what is not important, like whether you like the current title holder or not.
Very true. Now, you've been crowned during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're in the third wave. It's hectic out there. How have you been handling it?
I've been handling it to the best of my capabilities, I'm trying my level's best to encourage Namibians to get vaccinated. I know people are scared. That's what we tend to do. We, as human beings, we're scared of things we don't know. But at the end of the day, we need to look up accredited information on accredited websites to get the actual facts, because it's very easy to give into anxiety and paranoia. And I understand that, but it's also important to really make time to look into accredited information and speak and get advice from professionals who are experts in this field in order to know what is the next step to do and why it's important to get vaccinated. Because I also got vaccinated on Saturday, so I am still fine, right? And I did it because, yes, first of all, it's voluntarily. I went there voluntarily, and secondly, I know the importance of being vaccinated. We've been vaccinated since we were children, babies. So what's the difference now? It's just that I get people are a bit scared because the vaccination was so quick to come, but it's because there was money available. When polio and influenza broke out, people didn't have money, right? So now there is enough money to create a vaccination as fast as it was, and I think it's doing really well. So many people are vaccinated, and I think that's a really good thing. Yeah.
Now you see why she was crowned Miss Namibia. That tells you it's not been a very long journey, but what has been your most challenging thing thus far?
Oh gosh, just time management. Time management has been the hardest thing, because I'm also still getting used to my schedule and my role, and understanding that people need me here and there. So I think that's just the most challenging thing, but I think I'm doing better now than when I started out. Yeah.
Your most favorite thing about being Miss Namibia?
Wow, most favorite thing that I get like free stuff just because I'm Miss Namibia. People just feel like they can give me, they're like, no, just take it. You're Miss Namibia, and just how people blush, like older people just like blush and they get so shy. I think that's my favorite thing.
Awesome. And then just finally, Chelsi, what is the message you would like to give to the people as Miss Namibia?
I would like to tell Namibians to not give in to the reality that they're currently exposed to. This is just temporary, and we should be kind to each other and be mindful and read a lot. A lot on accredited information, on accredited websites like the World Health Organization's website will give you all the information that you need. Even on Instagram and Facebook, it gives you a link to where you can read about the vaccinations, how they work, what vaccinations are there, the COVID-19 pandemic, the current. All social media platforms and media houses are working really tirelessly to inform Namibians, and I think it's up to us now to really look in and read and ask the correct questions rather than being paranoid and reading up conspiracy theories, because at the end of the day, you can't get your information on social media like Facebook. You need to get it from accredited websites. Social media is just there to give you links to these accredited websites. Yes, and just be kind to each other, and we're all in this together.
Very important. I must say thank you so much, Chelsi, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to speak to us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And now it is time for your entertainment news. In today's entertainment news, we're a little bit Afrikaans heavy, and we're starting with local musician Juarieta Nel. So plaaslike musikant Juarieta Nel stel eersdaags haar nuwe enkelsnit Bloudruk bekend. Dit volg 2 jaar na sy haar debuutalbum Atata vrygestel het. Die album het baie goed verkoop. Daardie jaar het soveel dinge gebeur en ek het gevoel die mense is bietjie depressief. Almal gaan deur baie dinge en elkeen se situasie is anders. Dit is menslik en ek verstaan dit. Dit het my egter aangemoedig om 'n bloudruk te skryf. Die gaan oor oorlewing, liefde en aanhou. Nel sê sy het diep gaan dink en gekrap oor hoe sy voel mense die huidige situasie hanteer. Dit is glad nie 'n liefdesliedjie nie. Dit is ook nie 'n kuierliedjie nie. Dit is 'n Afrikaanse liedjie wat jou gelyktydig sal laat dans en huil. Dit is geskryf vir enigiemand en almal daar buite. Op die oomblik is die demo nog by Nautilus Studios. Sodra ek tevrede is met hoe dit klink, gaan ons met die opnames begin en die musiekvideo skiet. Die musiekvideo sal waarskynlik in Swakopmund geskiet word. Ek is baie lief vir mooi maak. Die gedagte met die video is om 'n blommerokkie aan te trek en op 'n fiets te ry met my hare wat agter my uitwaai. Dit gaan 'n regte hippie vibe hê, sê sy. Ek wil net vry wees en 'n ander kant van my wys wat mense nie eintlik ken nie. Ek wil fokus op die boodskap van die liedjie en ek wil hê dit moet soveel mense as moontlik bereik. Sy sê ook dat sy vreeslik opgewonde is oor die NTC 081 Everyone Hope konsert wat op 3 Julie 2021 in Windhoek gaan plaasvind. En in ons tweede storie vir vandag, die tweede seisoen van die dokkie-reeks Walking Forward is verlede week op YouTube vrygestel. Volgens vervaardiger Tim Hupschler het hierdie seisoen die mediese aspek van die pandemie as fokuspunt, na die eerste seisoen toegewy was tot die kunste tydens die pandemie. Kykers gaan nie feite en syfers kry nie. Dit is eenvoudig nie waaroor Walking Forward gaan nie. Walking Forward stel jou liewers voor aan die mense wat op die frontlinies werk. Hupschler sê dat hy graag die storie in sy geheel sou wou vertel, maar dat veiligheidsmaatreëls hierdie drome aan skerwe gelaat het. Ons het natuurlik so veilig as moontlik gebly en kon nie in 'n kwarantainfasiliteit byvoorbeeld inbeweeg om die storie te vertel nie. Die reeks bestaan uit 5 episodes waarvan die langste 7 minute is en het verpleegsters, noodredders, persone in die vermaaklikheidsbedryf en joernaliste vir insaag genader. And in our third and final story for today, we move on to some English news. Well-known Makaisa recording and performing artist Janisa Hendrick, known in the music fraternity as Janisa, recently released her latest album, Io. Although she lives in Germany, the soulful singer is still under the Welwitscher Music Productions record label in Swakopmund. The album was masterminded by Welwitscher Music Productions executive producer Steven Narusep. Io is sure going to make you move your body, Janisa posted to her Facebook page. The opening track of the 18-track album is also the album title Io, which means thank you in Kwekwekova. The track is the perfect way to start the project as it is up-tempo, full of life and vigor. And on that note, we conclude today's entertainment news. So joining us today is Peter Bassingswaite. He is one of the owners of Cornerstone Guest House in Swakopmund. Hi Peter, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Very well, thank you. Even on this misty day. We're all well, thank you.
I must say your guest house looks beautiful even on a misty day. So speaking of your guest house, Peter, can you tell us a little bit about Cornerstone Guest House and what you offer?
Yes, I can. We started in 2008 after a lifetime in agriculture. I've been a farmer all my life. And then we decided to come down to Swakopmund and we started this. And what you see is all thanks to an interior decorator called Sandy van der Ploeg. She did what you see here and I'm eternally grateful to her for having achieved this. We're very happy with it.
So, Peter, why make the move to go from agriculture to hospitality?
That's a tricky question. That's a political decision. So, yeah, it was all politics. So I decided to get out of farming and come down here.
So, Peter, for guests who want to come stay at Cornerstone Guest House, entice us a little bit. What's fun, what's new at Cornerstone Guest House?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all about service. There are many guest houses and hotels that are much nicer than ours, but there aren't too many who give the service that we give. We are all about service and a friendly experience. So I firmly believe that word of mouth advertising is still the best form of advertising, and with all the social platforms that you can get rated on, I am quite serious about service, and that's where people talk about it, and that's how we market ourselves.
Yes, I saw while I was looking into Cornerstone Guest House, I saw you have an excellent TripAdvisor rating. How do you feel about seeing things like that from customers?
We are very, very proud of that, I might say. To brag a little bit, we've been number one guest house in Soccermoon for many years. In fact, from the beginning, and we were kicked off for a couple of months at one stage, but we managed to claw our way back on again. And yeah, we're very proud of it, and we rate that. So yeah, we enjoy it.
And if there was one thing that you think you could still improve at Cornerstone Guest House, what would you think that thing would be?
Well, there's always room for improvement everywhere, isn't there? I mean, the minute you start resting on your laurels, that's when you start getting into trouble. And just keep giving service. And the challenge in this business, I think, is to keep things looking fresh. It's so easy that if you walk into the same scene every day, that you get so monotonized by it that you don't see things falling apart. Because yesterday it was also falling apart, and the day before it was falling apart a bit less, and so the problem gets worse. So I think that's the biggest challenge, keeping things looking fresh.
Yes, so Peter, it's wonderful to hear that you guys are good and only getting better. That was Peter Bassingthwaite, the owner of Cornerstone Guest House.
Hi guys, I'm Zini Pikas and I'm a makeup artist, and today I will show you guys how to contour. First you're going to go in with your foundation. And then you're going to go in with your beauty blender and tap that in. Then next you're going to try to apply that on the skin. Don't do this, just tap it in. And you really want to blend that well, because blending is key. There you go. Then once you're done with your foundation, you're going to go in with some concealer. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Now I'm going to go in with a brush, and then I'm trying to add that to your under eye. Usually some people have dark circles or dark skin tones, so you guys can use the LA Girl Pro Concealer Corrector. Those are very good for covering dark circles. Perfect. Then you guys are going to go in with some powder, translucent powder. And you want to set your face. And then we're going to contour. So you don't want to add too much contour. Some people have cream contour. I have powder contour because it works best for me and the client. So you just want to follow the jawline and you want to bring it upwards, just like that, and go into circle motions and try to blend that. Very nicely. And you want to blend it upwards to bring out the jaw. And then what I like to do to contour, I like to go in a 3 to help me contour. You guys can also use that tip. And that's how you contour. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And now it's time for your weather and tides for Swakopmund and all the other major towns in the Erongo region. So that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk. I will tell you that we had a wonderful time here at Cornerstone Guest House in Swakopmund. But you don't have to miss us too much until Monday, because you can check out our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. I'll repeat, www.erongo.com.na for all the latest news in the Erongo region and so much more. And if you want to let us know what's happening in your community, or you want to get in touch for advertisement opportunities, you can get in touch with us at 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040 on WhatsApp and on Telegram. So until Monday, please stay safe, please stay healthy, wear your mask, sanitize your hands, maintain social distance. Please take every precaution that you possibly can, and please be encouraged to get vaccinated. We will beat COVID-19 together. We'll see you again on Monday.
Bazona kweda nigina ma Kawi ngasi Erongo huya Kane ngui bazona kweda nigina ma Kawi ngasi Erongo huya Nama edagia Sisonundra kunigina madea Nama edagia Sisonundra kunigina madea Kane ngui bazona kweda nigina ma Kawi ngasi Erongo huya Kane ngui bazona kweda nigina ma Kawi ngasi Erongo huya Nama edagia Sisonundra kunigina madea Nama edagia Sisonundra kunigina madea Nama ningena